Alright, welcome to the video about ChatGPT and your resume or CV. So in this video, I want to help answer this question. Can you use ChatGPT to write your resume or CV? And if you've clicked on this video, you've probably heard of or have even used the ChatGPT. It looks like this. It's a chatbot, so you can talk to it, you can ask questions through this messaging section, and it'll give you answers. And you can actually even ask, what is ChatGPT? And it'll give you a little self-introduction and say ChatGPT is a language model developed by OpenAI, that's the company, and so on. So just one thing to remember, it says there's a little disclaimer, ChatGPT can make mistakes, so consider checking important information. Anyhow, well, I'm Professor Job Offer, and I've spent the last 10 years with some of the largest companies in the world and have helped people land interviews and job offers at companies like this and many more. And I want to share with you my tips and tricks on landing your next job offer. And in light of that, I want to help answer this question. Can you use ChatGPT to write your resume or CV? So let's go to ChatGPT. There's a little search engine called Google, and you can type in ChatGPT. Usually it'll be the first link here. It's the one by OpenAI.com. Click on it. If it's your first time accessing it, you'll need to sign in, free account. Now there is a premium version as well. But yeah, through this messaging section, you can ask ChatGPT a bunch of questions, or say like even write an email or explain air turbulence, and it'll give you responses and answers to most of your questions. So this video, remember, can you help me write my resume? 2 question marks, let's say. And yeah, ChatGPT says, of course, I'd be happy to help you write your resume. So to get started, could you provide me with some information? Great. So there's 8 different questions. Let's take a look at them one by one. What is your full name and contact information? Okay, pretty straightforward. That is a critical piece of information you need on your resume. Number 2, what is your career objective or the position you're applying for? Okay, so that may go into your summary section, or to find out what kind of industry or the path that you'll be applying for. Number 3, what is your educational background? Include names of institutions, degrees earned, and graduation dates. Okay, that goes right into your education section. Number 4, what is your professional experience? List your relevant work experience, including job titles, companies, and dates of employment. Okay, yeah, pretty straightforward. That goes right under your work experience or professional experience section. Number 5, what skills do you possess that are relevant to the position you're applying for? Okay, it's an important piece of question there. What skills do you possess that are relevant to the position you're applying for? This could include technical skills, soft skills, any certifications you may have. Okay, something you need in order to write an effective resume. Number 6, do you have any volunteer experience or other activities that demonstrate your qualifications? So one thing to note here is that even if you ask the same question as me to ChatGPT, you may get a different answer. So do not be alarmed if you do, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll ask the exact same question afterwards. Where were we? Okay, number 6, do you have any volunteer experience or other activities that demonstrate your qualifications? So this would be your extracurricular activities or outside of work activities that may help to demonstrate certain skills that are needed or the position is looking for. Okay. Are there any specific achievements or accomplishments you would like to highlight? Okay, maybe that might go into your summary section as well. Do you have any specific formatting preference or requirements? Okay, well, let's say you don't. But anyways, we're going to give these answers to these. So it says, feel free to answer these questions and I'll assist you in crafting an effective resume. Okay, if you're uncomfortable sharing certain details, you can provide general information. I'll help you structure the resume accordingly. Okay, so just kind of touching on this, I'm going to ask the exact same question. Can you help me write my resume? And see, this time it gives you a very different type of answer here, and it's much longer. So let's take a look. I asked the exact same question here just now and a bit earlier, and sometimes it'll give you different answers. So you just kind of go with what you feel more comfortable with, because I can ask this again for the 3rd time, and I think it's going to give me another answer. It says, absolutely, to help you create a tailored resume, please provide the following information. So, wow. All right. So, not going to ask that anymore. It's the 3rd. already asked it 3 times, but look at the second time I've asked this question. ChatGPT says, certainly, to get started, I'll provide you with basic template for your resume. So it doesn't give you a Word document or a PDF afterwards, but it tells you what you can write in your resume. And it says, feel free to modify as needed. So it's asking for your name, your address. You actually do not want to put a specific address because you don't know who's reading it. And you could actually just put your city or the zip code just to kind of keep it general and broad. You want to put your email address and phone number. Sure, that's great. Objective. Write a brief statement about your career objective or the type of position you are seeking. Okay. So pretty straightforward, somewhat similar to the very first answer we received from ChatGPT. And I'm actually going to go ahead and answer it. And let's see what kind of result it gives me. Okay, education, sure, but this really depends because if you're a student or if you're a recent grad, your education section does go at the very top. But if you have some professional experience, this is the one that should be above your education. So it says education, degrees earned, and your major, name of university, location, graduation day. So keeping it pretty simple, and then it shows relevant skills. It seems like the order is a little different than what I'm used to. So relevant skills, it says it asks for technical skills, so hard skills and soft skills. And then it just says to list, so not necessarily highlighting what you were able to achieve through these skills or how you have achieved these skills. And then it goes on to talk about the professional experience here. In terms of job title, okay, some basic information. And it says responsibility or accomplishment. Yeah, that is what you want to highlight, but ChatGPT is not going to write this for you. You're going to have to at least write some hints about your responsibilities or accomplishments in the message. And for multiple jobs, you want to kind of continue. Additional sections, if applicable, certifications, volunteer experience. Okay, achievements, references available upon request. And at the end it says, remember to tailor each section to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Use action verbs and quantify your achievements whenever possible. Yeah, very general and specific tips on resume writing. If you have any specific details you'd like to include or have additional information, feel free to provide it and I can help you to integrate it into your resume. So let's see. We're actually going to follow this last one here. Can you help me write my resume? And I will answer this and we'll take a look at what kind of resume it gives me. Absolutely, to help you create a tailored resume, please provide me with the following information. Of course, I'm going to simplify this because this is to give you some just an idea. So contact information. Number 1, contact information. Okay, oops. Contact information. And asking for, I don't know, name. I'm going to say professor, job offer, address, I don't know, Phoenix. Oops. Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, phone number. Please do not call this number, it probably doesn't exist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then email address. Professor job offer at gmail.com. Now that is a real email address. Then number 2 says objective here. What type of position are you seeking? Position seeking. Job in, I don't know, let's say project management in IT field, let's say. And then career goals, become C-level to become a C-level executive in a Fortune 500 company. I don't know, it seems like a pretty big career aspiration. Education, list your educational background, including degrees, institutions, graduation dates. Let's just make something up. University of Phoenix, Bachelor of Business Administration, major in, I don't know, let's say supply chain management. Okay, management, graduation, November 2023, let's just say. Okay, that's number 3. And I have a couple more fields, so stay with me here. Professional experience. List your work experience, including job titles, companies, dates of employment. And provide a brief description of your responsibilities and achievements for each role. Okay, so let's go with, it's a hypothetical individual, just graduated a couple months ago. So let's say supply chain management internship with let's say DEF logistics. Okay, dates are, say, May 2023 to August 2023. Okay, description of responsibilities. Whew, that's becoming pretty lengthy here, but bear with me. Description of responsibilities. Assist the supply chain manager with daily operations, including contract reviewing, price analysis, let's say logistics, coordination, and let's say negotiating with the suppliers. Okay, great. And achievements. Let's say helped negotiate 5%, I don't know, cheaper price. 5% cheaper price on let's say logistics supplies year over year, YOY. Okay, let's say just one experience there. Number 5, skills. List relevant skills such as technical skills. So we're going to say Microsoft. Lots of, oh my goodness. Okay, Microsoft. Lots of typos here. Office suite. I'll say Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Communication skills, written and verbal. And any specific tools, let's say knowledge of Power BI, so business intelligence tool created by Microsoft as well. Let's say some understanding of ERP and customer relationship management, CRM tools. Oops. Okay, and that brings us to number 6, certifications if applicable. No certifications, that's okay. Number 7, volunteer experience if applicable. I don't know. Volunteer with a local animal shelter. Taking care of stray, I don't know, dogs and cats 1 day per week. Responsibility include feeding, bathing, and I don't know, cleaning the area. I don't know, cleaning the area where they stay. Okay, and number 8, additional sections if applicable. Any special achievements, award, or notable project. Let's say I don't know, project. Let's say we have supply chain, or let's say logistics school project to and transportation transportation school project to improve efficiency. Let's see. Okay, can't spell today. Efficiency of university's vehicle fleet. Expected to save about 12% of distance traveled and 10% on fuel. All right, so pretty straightforward, didn't take too long to write. Feel free to answer these questions. I'll assist you in creating well-structured and effective resume. So let's send this in, send message. All right, let's review what we have here. So this is the information I submitted. It was pretty simple, nothing too crazy. It says, great, based on the information you provided, let's structure your resume. Feel free to adjust it further based on your preferences. So yes, name here, address, email, contact information, LinkedIn profile. It says objective, seeking a challenging position in project management within the IT field with a goal of advancing to a C-level executive role in the future in a Fortune 500 company. Okay, that's pretty much exactly what I said here, but of course, you might not want to make it so specific if you're just graduating out of college to say that you want to be a C-level executive in a Fortune 500 company down the road. But okay, let's continue. Let's keep going. And then shows education. Great. Now you're a recent grad, so just very basic information about your degree, Bachelor of Business Administration, major in Supply Chain Management, your university. Of course, some more information about education could be provided, such as what courses you took, what your graduating grades were, if you received any kind of awards, or any projects that you worked on in school can all go under your education section. And professional experience. Okay, supply chain management intern with DEF logistics for this duration. You assisted the supply chain manager with, this is exactly what we wrote up there, achieve 5% reduction. Okay, skills. Yeah, it's what we wrote up there. They just put it in a bullet point format. So, and volunteer experience, animal shelter, local animal shelter, dates just says ongoing because I guess we didn't specify it, responsible for taking care of the animals. And other projects says logistics and transportation school project. So it's actually pretty intelligent. It knows when you say school, it knows that you mean your own university. So even if we didn't specify University of Phoenix up here, it says just says university's vehicle fleet. It expects and it guesses that it was for the university mentioned above. So University of Phoenix led a project focused on improving the efficiency of the university's vehicle fleet. So in a bullet point format, expected outcome, 12% reduction distance traveled, and so on. The reference is available upon request. So yes, feel free to make any adjustments or additions based on your preferences or any additional information. Yeah. So yeah, you can kind of use ChatGPT to write your resume, but in the end, it gives you output based on your input. That means if you provide information that's of maybe 100 words, it's probably going to give you an output that's around 100 words, especially when it's about you, because it doesn't know anything about you. So if you're writing your resume where the entire resume, the entire document is about yourself, then you have to input all that information like this. And it better be very specific, because I mean, it's not the best written resume. It's a very general overview, just a quick kind of to show you what kind of information you input and what kind of outcome it gives you. And it doesn't give it to you in like a Word document format. It just puts it in a bullet point form. And yeah, I'm not sure if ChatGPT can really help you to prepare an effective resume with this current version. But you can also ask, can you provide me, let's say, more details about each section of a resume? What does it say? Okay. Let's go through this, and that should take us to the end of the video here. So I asked a question about, in the end, whether you use ChatGPT or not, you're going to have to fill in each section of the resume yourself. So I asked ChatGPT, can you provide me more details and more information about each section of a resume? And ChatGPT says, certainly, let's break down each section of the resume with more details. So yeah, contact information, include full name, address, phone number, professional email address. Okay, important. Oh, optionally, you can use your LinkedIn profile or other professional profiles. Objectives, write a concise statement about the type of position you're seeking and your career goals. Sure. And says tailor to specific job or industry you're applying for. Great. Pretty straightforward here. And these are the tips I pretty much give you as well. And education, list your educational background in reverse chronological order. So it's definitely giving you more details than what was stated above about just list your educational background, right? Because we asked for more details. Include the degrees earned, major, institution name, graduation date. Optionally, include any relevant coursework, honors, and awards. So yeah, that's what I mentioned above as well. Instead of just keeping it simple with your education, you can add the courses, achievements, awards, or even some of the projects that you've worked on. Professional experience in reverse chronological order. It's pretty much what it asks for above, but it explains in more detail. Provide a brief description of the roles and responsibilities. So like, what did you do in a day-to-day operation working in this job? Use action verbs. Great. So it tells you what to do. I think it might be more useful if it showed you some examples of how using action verbs, or how to use action verbs effectively. And I have a video on that, by the way. Achievements. Highlight specific accomplishments or contributions. Use quantifiable metrics when possible. Of course, maybe having some examples. Maybe you can ask that. Can you show me an example of a well-written resume? We'll ask that right after. Okay. Number 5, create a bulleted list of relevant skills. Perhaps more details would be helpful. Tailor the section to match job requirements. So, such as like if it's marketing, maybe you can highlight things like communication skills or customer relationship management or teamwork and such. Certifications, volunteer experience, and projects. So, for each of the headings, it gives you more details on what to write, but I think it'd be more helpful if it gave you, but it doesn't exactly write it for you. So let's see, general tips. Keep your resume concise, ideally 1 page for entry-level or mid-level positions. Okay. Remember that your resume is a dynamic document that can be adjusted based on your experiences and the specific requirements of the job you're applying for. So let's see, can you show me an example of a well-written resume? This will be the last question we cover. So certainly, here we go. So, all right, let's take a look at the response it gave us when we asked for an example of a well-written resume. And it kind of refers to the conversation earlier for a candidate seeking a project management position in the IT field. So John A. applicant, so just very basic contact information, objective, dedicated, result-oriented project manager with a proven track record of leading, okay, on time and budget, seeking challenging project management position, okay. It's a nice little summary of objective of what this individual has achieved and what they are capable of. I think it would add more value to maybe even have some achievements on there. And education, so shows what they did in school. Maybe a little more information about some of the key projects or coursework or awards that they received in education would make this a much more effective resume. And you see this. Education, they graduated in 2022, but resume should be reverse chronological order. So this professional experience is, especially if it's present, this needs to be above the education section. Anyhow, a senior IT project manager with this, and then successfully managed this, great, led a team of 10 professionals, okay, cloud-based CRM, customer relationship management system, collaborated with cross-functional teams, so it shows teamwork. See, it uses numbers to represent it, and implemented agile methodologies, IT project coordinator. That's usually how the path goes. You go from a project coordinator to a project a manager. It's just what I find very interesting is the dates don't necessarily line up. So they graduated May 2018. They started working in June. That's great. They graduated February 2020. But this individual was juggling both Masters of Science and this job at the same time. So just double check when you're looking at the dates. Coordinated this, so it doesn't really show any kind of quantitative measures in terms of what achievements this individual walked away with as a project coordinator in IT. Assisted, conducted, so as highlighted in my previous videos, you want to launch your bullet points with a bang, which is usually an action verb, just like what we see in the ChatGPT here. Some skills relevant in this area, they're written, but to give a little more context, you can perhaps demonstrate some numbers like project management. What was the value of the project? How many team members did you lead? Or like agile methodologies, what are some of the tools that you used? Like what about the risk management? How much risk were you able to kind of reduce through your risk management procedures? So because you have all the space afterwards, so might as well use it efficiently. Certifications, has a PMP, volunteer experience, projects, and so on. So, I mean, in the end, you can refer to ChatGPT, you can ask questions, it'll give you some kind of guidance, but all in all, you're going to have to put your own input into it. You're going to have to give it your information, and it might brush up a couple things. I mean, by this example, it looks like it really didn't brush up anything. It just put your information into bullet point formats above. It was a longer video than usual, but I mean, this tool has been in existence for just over a year, and I've been getting a lot of inquiries about, can you use ChatGPT to write your resume? And I have been testing with it for a while, and I never really thought it can really replace you going ahead and writing your resume for you. But I think it can give you some tips on what you should include under each of the sections, but that information is also available like on Google through multiple sources. So feel free to try it yourself, but lots of other resources available. And well, that's it. Thanks for watching.